Greetings all, this is Max. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Mr. Alex Jones. I listened to this guy for probably a year, almost every day. Even bought a couple of his t-shirts. Proclaim Christian. Oh, I'm a Christian. I'm fighting the good fight. What's going on with Alex Jones? Mr. Buy My Cereal. Infowars. Alex Jones loses custody case. Ex-wife wins right to decide where children live. And so what happens with this is basically his ex-wife, took half his stuff and says that he's crazy. And cites some Infowars videos. And his defense is that he's an actor. A central question in the case, and the main reason for a wider interest in what essentially is a child custody case, has been whether or not Alex's off-air persona is the same as what the viewers have seen in Infowars, or if he is merely a kind-hearted, doting, and soft-spoken father off camera. I don't see that he's going to be much different off camera. I really don't, but whatever. Jones's lawyers, plural, I might add, he's got 2 lawyers, have argued that his on-air persona is an act. Well, that just wrecks your whole thing, doesn't it? Mr. Standing Up for Freedom, getting the country back, and buy my storable foods. And my vitamins and my other stuff. Because I'm going to tell you stuff that, is actually anybody could look up. I mean, granted, I didn't know a lot of things, about a lot of the things going on in World War II with, testing syphilis stuff on black people, and there's a lot of stuff that the guy says. That's true. But if he's an actor, if the guy is an actor, self-proclaimed actor, how much can you know is the truth? Can you actually say what the guy is saying is actually true? I'm going to go through a few videos. I'm sorry I haven't really been posting too much because I'm tired. I'm working on the house. It is a 100% remodel job, so it takes a lot of work and a lot of time. But this story, I really was like, yes, they finally got him. They finally got Alex Jones for the shill that he is. T-shirt salesman. Just a dirtbag. Don't listen to this guy if you're listening to him, because that's what he is. Dirtbag, actor. He's an actor. Just like any big person on YouTube, anybody big on television, any of that Geordie Shore garbage, those people are all actors. There is no such thing as like a reality television show. There's nothing. Nothing like that. He pretends to be real news. Well, yeah, he's telling us stuff that we don't hear every day. But so what? So anyways, what happens was his ex-wife brought videos. Well, it says right here, ex-wife Kelly Jones, attorneys brought a few videos to enter into evidence, but all were two were ruled by inadmissible. Here we go. He was in the inauguration in Washington, D.C., bellowing that 1776 will commence again and the age of man is here, before announcing that he's going to go urinate on a tree. The only other clip that was allowed was on the Joe Rogan show, where he can be seen smoking a joint, which is legal in California. Pot smoking drunk. who cheated on his wife, and that's why they got a divorce. No, that's their thing, right? You know, if this is just in the back tabloids or something like that, Daily Beast, never heard of them. If this is just in the back tabloids, that's fine. But what Alex Jones goes on to do, because his entire reputation and credibility is completely destroyed, when your lawyer says, he has two lawyers, when both of your lawyers say that Alex Jones is an actor, you're screwed. I mean, pardon the language, but you're done. You're a news agency that says that you have all of what you're, this is all the real news that they don't want you to know about. And then you go on and go say, yeah, I'm an actor. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's really bad. Alex Jones, founder, this is actually a newer one. This is a month newer. This came out yesterday. Founder of InfoWars is currently battling his soon-to-be ex-wife's charge that an unfit father because of his on-air rants and outbursts. His ex-wife's lawyers are claiming that he's an unstable parent, and they have years of tape to prove that he is unfit. They do. I mean, the guy says some really stupid stuff. And he tries to get his audience revved up and scared so they can buy more cereal or whatever he happens to be selling. Now, I know about online persona or a public persona as opposed to private personas, and you have a different personas and whatnot, and you have to do that. Maybe someday that you've got the flu or something like that and you have to do a show. Well, you're still going to pretend, I get that. But Alex Jones is off the handle. He's completely, you can tell the guy really has a lot of hate and anger built up in him. Whether we point to Jones calling Sandy Hook a conspiracy theory or how he pushed Pizzagate, I don't even know what the heck that is, to his base, or that he challenged Democratic Rep Adam Schiff to a cage fight last week, so what? Jones has a history of being provocative. Well, yeah, he's an actor. Jones' defense to these claims is that he is simply playing a character. That's his defense. Give me my kids. I'm just acting. He's a performance artist, argued by his attorney. My favorite quote: judging his stability based on that performance would be like judging Jack Nicholson based on his portrayal of the Joker in Batman. You can tell this attorney has been around a while, because that movie is from the 80s. 30-year-old movie you're going to reference? All right. But basically, he's calling he's calling him the Joker. He's calling his own attorney is calling Alex Jones a Joker. Now, and you run a news station? A news empire? Now, I'll also say that when I started watching Alex Jones, it was a long time ago. It was like probably 2012 or something, probably 5 years. He didn't have the big studios. He didn't have anything. He wore a t-shirt when he did his show, but he was the same guy. It's just kind of funny that in that short amount of time, he hired like a dozen people. Half of them quit after a few months. Excuse me. But he hired like a dozen people. He's got this big studio set up now, and he's got all this expensive stuff. And it's like, where'd all that come from? Where'd all that come from? Anyways, We're going to watch some YouTube videos now, I think, of what he has to say.
They love to brand us as fake news, or the media loves to attack me and say he dresses up in lizard suits like Gwar, or whatever the name of the guy is from the Star Trek episode, the famous one where he's fighting Captain Kirk. And then the news asks me, are you serious? And I say, that's satire. I'm being an actor, acting like I'm a space alien that wants to exterminate the population of the Earth, trying to sell you on taking vaccines. I don't actually believe that the Star Trek character's real. Then they go, oh my.
Okay, well, he's doing a little bit of a Bill Clinton there. I mean, the actual specific video goes back to him in Washington, D.C. at the inauguration. But he's not going to show that video. He's going to show stuff of him play acting, which is obviously play acting. Hello? I know you want to try to keep your kids, dude, but you're dishonest. You're really dishonest, which means people probably shouldn't buy any of your products, and they probably shouldn't listen to you. Go off to this one, which is hilarious. And I actually think that it's pretty right on. I hate this guy with a passion. I really don't like him. But he does have this pretty well. Right on.
Where does the media persona end and the real person begin?
So Alex Jones' whole brand is based around the idea he's giving you the real story, not the fake news out there in the mainstream media. Now he seems caught between protecting his brand and preserving his relationship with his kids.
The insane radio host is in a custody battle right now, and so he's trying to prove that he's stable enough to care for children. Unfortunately for him, he works in front of a camera.
I'm a pioneer. I'm an explorer. I'm a human, and I'm coming. I'm animated. I'm alive. My heart's big. It's got hot blood going through it fast. I like to fight, too. I like to eat. I like to have children.
I'm going to say that might be grounds for you to not have children.
He's known for promoting wild conspiracy theories through his website, InfoWars. You've heard of Alex Jones, but have you heard that, according to his own counsel, he is playing a character?
Alex Jones runs a radio show produced by his company InfoWars. He's been accused of peddling fake news stories to his audience. But the idea that Jones doesn't necessarily believe everything he says may take some of his fans by surprise.
He produces this show from his basement. Are his kids involved? Are his kids in the basement when he's doing this? Does he allow his kids to see this?
The Austin American-Statesman reports lawyers for Jones are saying the man behind those radical ideas, which garnered more than 1 billion YouTube views, is just, quote, playing a character, that he's a performance artist.
Clips like that make Alex Jones seem less like a fit parent and more like a coked-out football coach in a police standoff. We were going to state! We were going to state! Sir, get off the scoreboard. We were going to state! But, just my high school? Just my high school?
That boy good. That boy good. That boy good.
But in a dramatic twist now, his lawyer is arguing that Alex Jones is playing a character and is a performance artist. I'm not sure that helps.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we really want children to be raised by performance artists? No dessert until you finish eating your flag. Then tell me what it meant.
To hold Alex Jones accountable for the character he plays on air would be like holding Jack Nicholson accountable for the role he played the Joker in Batman.
Yeah, there are people. You know, I'm not making this stuff up, okay? InfoWars is dead now. Alex Jones is a complete shill. He's a complete fraud and a complete phony. And looks up stuff that happened in the past. That's all declassified. Anyone can look it up. It's no new material, no nothing. And regurgitates it for the modern day person who wasn't alive in the 1950s and 60s. You can talk all day about, the Monarch program and chemtrails and all this stuff and fluoride and the Nazis used it and all this stuff. It's all common knowledge, really. Anybody who wants to know about it. But this is what it comes down to. This guy's an actor. And the more important question is, who is employing this actor? Who employs Alex Jones? Now, this is Alex Jones' statement. Okay.
At 10 o'clock last night, Texas time, in just under 10 hours since the jury began their deliberations in my custody battle with my ex-wife, the jury came in with its verdict. And it was what I'd call a split verdict. They didn't say give her primary total control. They said basically have it 50-50. But again...
Okay. Now, this is Alex Jones' site. This is InfoWars. This is on InfoWars. Why would I talk about my marriage and my custody battle on InfoWars? Why would you do that? That just seems kind of silly. It has nothing to do with any important information that we need to get out to the public. All those good Christians out there need to buy silver. And all this stuff. It has nothing to do with it. And you notice all the monitors and stuff behind him, and he's got a nice suit and, his nice microphone and all that stuff. He didn't have that like 5 years ago. Where did it all come from? Is he selling that many t-shirts? I don't understand, but, we'll just keep watching a little bit more, and then I'm going to shut her down because, I got to fix my house.
And I'm not the legal eagle. I've got part of my legal team here, Randall Wilhite, and his wife, Allison Wilhite, both great lawyers, to just...
He has part of his legal team. And there's already 2 people there. So where are the rest of them? How many more does he got?
Give some of the basics here, and I also have a statement I wrote that I'm going to read, because the mainstream media has really been distorting what really happened here. In my view, this was a split decision and something I've been working for, 50-50 custody, since the divorce I had with my ex-wife now more than 2 years ago. So, Randy and Allison, just a brief breakdown. Was what I said there accurate?
It was accurate, Alex. What we had when we first started, when we got the settlement.
And I'm sure he's going to say, no, it's not. It's not accurate, Alex. You're completely wrong. Can I have my $100,000 an hour now?
Was 2 years ago, was joint managing conservatorship, joint custody. And Ms. Jones had the opportunity to kind of move through some steps that were outlined in that to get her to 50-50, which is where you've wanted her. You've testified about that. You said it before. She had not gotten to that yet through orders of the court, but that's where we were trying to get her to. What the jury returned a verdict with last night is the same thing that we have now at the top, and by that I mean it's still joint managing conservator. Where we have now is a situation where Judge Naranjo has the authority under Texas law to apportion periods of possession. The jury returned a verdict giving Kelly the right to establish the primary residence, but you guys live within 8 or 10 miles of each other anyway. The next step is for Judge Naranjo, who I believe...
So here's what happened. Alex Jones lost custody of his kids, but because they live so close, she doesn't get to determine where the kids live. They're obviously going to live with her, but they're going to have 50-50 custody. Like, pretty standard thing. But if Alex Jones moved 30 miles away, it would be a different story.
Really cares for these children and wants to take care of them, to allocate the time between you and Kelly.
I want to just go ahead now before we hit one other topic and let you guys make any other points you'd like to. And thanks for...
I'd like to add that I wonder if, Alex Jones knew that, if I'm within 10 miles, they can't do anything to me. Do you think? With his legal team? I mean, these are only 2 of his lawyers. He said this is the partial of his legal team.
Let me drag you in here to the studios. I know you guys have a lot of work currently going on to read to the public this statement.
This is hilarious, by the way.
I want to respond to the grossly inaccurate media reports that I lost custody of my children. My ex-wife and I agreed 2 years ago, at the time of our divorce, to be joint managing conservators of our 3 beautiful children. My ex-wife went to trial asking for her to become the sole managing conservator of our children and limit me to supervised access. Now, that's key.
Yeah, it is key. That means that you're an abusive man. Why would a woman do that? She's already getting, what, $10-15 million out of you? And she lives 10 miles away or slightly less than that. Why would she be doing that after a couple of years and then go through the whole custody thing? Doesn't really make much sense unless you're a really bad guy to be around. Oh, there happens to be TrueStream media out there to tell you that, yeah, you're a horrible person to be around.
I'm going to come back to that in a moment. The jury resoundingly rejected her request for sole custody and left us at the same place where we began this horrible journey more than 3 years ago. The jury agreed we should remain as joint managing conservators, with the only change being who can designate the primary residence, effectively a change of 10 miles. As only the judge in this trial can decide the amount of time each parent will have with their children. That's important, and the media is missing that. I am confident that the judge will carefully consider the various schedules that have been put in place in the last 2 years and will give each of us the time that is appropriate. I have throughout this ordeal deferred to the experts and the courts to determine the kids' schedule with due regard to their own wishes. Throughout this ordeal, I have deferred to the experts and the courts.
Okay. This is a man who literally on every show talks about experts and how evil they are because they never tell you who says what. The government says this, it was experts. Washington says this, well, it was Washington. Well, who the heck was it? Nobody knows. He's saying the same thing now. He's falling back into it. That's how you know he's an actor. He's 100% piece of garbage. 100%. And I hope this completely destroys InfoWars because it's pretty much a crap organization. It's run by a liar. And, you know, he doesn't want to talk about why his wife divorced him. Huh? You can Google that, find that out. So anyways, this is all fairly recent news. I mean, I'm sure it will be developing and stuff like this, but you know, all this stuff behind him is all nice computer monitors and nice microphone. He's got his nice suit and tux and all this stuff. He didn't have that when I started watching him. I stopped watching him like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I don't know. Long time. He didn't have all this crap. It was just him at a desk. And he was still doing the same routine and same everything. But something happened where, you know, now he's got all this money for all this stuff. His wife's divorcing him. They've been married for a long time, too. I think they've been married like 13 or 14 years, something like that, you know. Oh, what's going on? What changed? Does the guy tell the truth? No, he's a liar. He's a liar. He's going to say anything, and he's using his show, and he has his attorneys on his show to make statements for his kids. What the heck kind of program is that? It reminds me exactly of Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual relations with that. Well, I sort of had sex with that woman, but no, not quite. I'm glad this guy is going down. I am ecstatic about it. That's why I'm making this video. Because dirtbags like this need to go down. They need to go down. And if you think what he has is like real news or something, You can research it yourself if you're interested in it. Granted, yeah, if you never heard about chemtrails before, you probably get some good information. But they've been chemtrailing for 25 years. You know, if you never heard about fluoride before, or the dangers of vaccination, or anything like that, I mean, that's the basic stuff. Everybody's heard about that. If you want to learn more, go learn more. Don't go to this piece of garbage. Pay money for his stupid t-shirts. With that, I think I'll be out of here.